Hey guys, it's your girl Lonely Brewer. I'm back with another reaction video. By the title, I'm reacting to the female rap wave is over.
However, it seems like that trend is officially over. And when you look at how the
Not even gonna lie, I low-key feel like that too. Cause there's certain female rappers I'll listen to, but there's no female rapper like, I hate to say it, but there's no female rapper like on Nicki level, or you could say, oh, they gonna take Nicki's spot. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody. They still ain't find the next one yet.
the wave has or hasn't evolved in recent years, they've really got no one to blame but themselves. While we may have female rappers like Suki Hana not understanding the difference between a musician and a magician in interviews today,
So I'm a musician. What that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician.
women in hip-hop weren't always as synonymous, in the mainstream at least, with this kind of idiocy. From Roxanne Shante, Queen Latifah, and Miss Lauryn Hill, to Missy Elliott, The Brat, and the Lady of Rage, women in mainstream hip-hop started off having a ton of ambition to prove that they could rhyme just as well as men. But even back then, they dealt with the pressure from male MCs, as they didn't really accept them as they were, and basically pitted them against each other to see who would
But
be the
one thing
chosen.
I will say that I love is that there is more female rappers. Cause of course, like when Nicki was out, it was sad to say it was really just Nicki. Like yeah, there was other people, but it felt like it was just Nicki. Now it's like so many people, but some of them is not like, I don't know.
One. As the legendary MC Light revealed, they only realized this was an illusion after the fact that they could have peacefully coexisted.
What could you tell the new generation of women? Why can it only be just one woman at a time in hip hop?
You know what? I don't think that's any fault of the women.
I don't think y'all stick together.
We definitely don't at some point in our careers, but then we learn as we get older that there's power in numbers. I beefed with Roxanne Shante, and then when the beef was over, I went to her ice cream shop, signed autographs for her patrons, and we really became the sisters that we should have been in the first place.
Over time, other female rappers would learn the hard way that they would be forced into conflict with other female rappers. As the two pioneers who brought a bold, sex-positive flavor to the game during the mid-90s, Lil Kim and Foxy Brown were also pitted against.
I ain't gonna lie, people think like, if you really like look at Foxy Brown, like back in the days, like really look at her and look at Nicki back in the days, they
against
really
each
do
other as
resemble
well,
each other.
even leading to a shootout at
style-wise.
Hot 97 that led to one of Foxy's teams taking a bullet to the back.
Fight, and two top R&B artists are caught in the middle, Foxy Brown and Lil Kim.
With Lil Kim, Foxy, and Terror Squad's Remy Ma eventually landing
In jail, that's when Onika.
jail, the throne was essentially left vacant for a long time. And for a few years, it seemed like hip-hop wanted it to stay that way. Deborah Atney, former manager of Nicki Minaj and mother of Waka Flocka Flame, said that at one point in time, women were seen as a higher risk in the hip-hop industry simply because there were more overheads for them. As a result, they didn't try to nurture new talent. Women are often viewed differently because we cost more money. Number one, a guy could look like a Cyclops' twin and get up there and make it. He just throws on a t-shirt and some jeans and he's fly. For us, it's the whole glam squad. The hair, the makeup, all these things that you have to have. It costs more to build a female than a male. Besides the fact that it was seen more as an investment, they also had to cope with some sexist attitudes from record execs. Just look at Rick Ross's reason for never trying to sign a woman to his MMG label.
You know, I never did it because I always thought like I would end up fucking the female rapper.
That's not even cute. That's
Fucking the
disgusting.
business up here. I'm so
I actually find that
focused on my
disgusting, 'cause
business.
you
I
can't-
gotta be honest with you.
You telling me you can't like? He basically can't mix business with, but I'm not even gonna like.
You know, she looking good. I'm spending so much money on a photo shoot.
See,
I
that's
gotta
sick to
fuck
me.
her a couple times.
With attitudes like that, there's really no surprise that it took so long for women to get a foothold in the game that could rival with men. But there was one NYC-born artist who would change everything, and her name was Nicki Minaj. When Nicki Minaj first exploded onto the scene with tapes like Beam Me Up Scotty, she suddenly proved that women could flourish in the male-dominated industry. With a solid pen game, sex appeal, and co-signs from Lil Wayne as a part of the Young Money crew, Nicki's verses on tracks like Bedrock showed that she can stand out on a track with plenty of men.
What? Yo, what? Like, when it comes to Nicki Minaj, bro, if she's on your track, she's bodying you, whoever it could be, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. There's no females out right now that could be on a song with a guy and body him. Me personally, I have not seen it. Oh my god, this is some females who verses do be better, but I mean like body a whole, like, bro, she was bodying every single male. Like at this point they just wanted to be on the song with her, so you know what I mean? Like they wanted Nicki on the song with them.
In fact, apart from Drake, she'd go on to become one of the biggest stars out of everyone in the Young Money crew at the time. Suddenly, Nicki found a winning formula, and when her debut album Pink Friday emerged in 2010, she became the first female rapper to have a #1 album since Eve's Let There Be Eve, Rough Riders' First Lady album. That dropped way back in 1999. From there, she experienced a spell of unrivaled, multi-platinum selling dominance that proved women could make it in what was once a man's world for so long. And in the time that passed, Nicki has become aware of how much she revolutionized the game and understood why female rappers struggle.
One thing about it, Nicki wasn't just making songs with just rappers, pop stars,
making it big.
K-pop.
So difficult for female rappers. There's so few
types.
Because they don't put their business first.
Oh really?
Yeah, you can't come into this business attacking other girls and thinking you're gonna go somewhere. You can't come into this business thinking that it's all about music. This is a business. I wanted to explore the business and take it to where the guys took it, as a business woman.
With Nicki now at the top of the game with her unique brand of raunchy, in-your-face hip-hop, the stage was set for a new era of women in hip-hop. But it would take a while for other females to make it to Nicki's level, mainly because for the most part, all of the stars of the next wave grew up listening to her.
People don't want to give Nicki her props. Like people don't want to give Nicki her flowers. It's just like,
I don't know why this is a
why?
thing. It's the weirdest thing.
It really is.
And I've yet to understand. And I feel like she deserves a lot more for sure. Since I was like 13, I've been like the biggest fan ever. When she said she quit music, I'm like, and I'm very happy she did.
But as much as Nicki revealed what a woman in hip-hop could accomplish, there's an argument to be made that she set the tone for what they should look and sound like. Put it this way, before she rose to the top, Nicki completely worshipped Lauryn Hill, an artist who was seen as a fierce, strong role model who never resorted to using controversy or her looks to gain publicity. Instead, she focused on music and is pretty much universally loved for it. And one person who isn't afraid to pay homage to the roots was Nicki.
No, please.
And it's so crazy. People make fun of this, but it just shows you how much she respects the people that was before her. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with showing love.
I'm in love with you. I'm in love with your spirit, your mind, everything about you.
But these days, Nicki is seen as the blueprint, and while she could spit, she also made herself into somewhat a sex symbol who was mostly known for her massive butt as she was for her bars. And over time, she'd go on to feel like she had created a monster. But more on that later. Whatever Nicki or anyone else thinks about it, the days of one woman ruling over hip-hop are long gone. Soon, Nicki, Doja Cat, Cardi B, Lizzo, and Megan Thee Stallion all had #1s within a 3-year span, while new artists were cropping up all of the time. So when did this rise begin? And what led to its downfall, to the point that people are now sick of hearing the same old, same old? Well, to answer that, let me take you back to 2017, when Cardi B signed to Atlantic Records.
It's definitely the same old, I'm not gonna lie.
She became one of the only 4 female rappers on the roster, joining Lizzo, Missy Elliott, and Snow Tha Product. In 2023, she is one of the 9 female MCs on that label alone, and that's part of an overall trend across the industry. Following on from Nicki, Cardi became the next woman to really make it big.
I remember seeing, and you could witness Cardi B growth too. You know what I'm saying? You may not like her or whatever, but I was watching on Love and Hip Hop, bro, and look at her now, bro. And that's the thing with Love and Hip Hop. Some of them think, oh, Cardi B did it, I'ma blow up. No.
With tracks like Bodak Yellow taking her from a Love and Hip Hop alumni to a real commercial threat. Before long, Cardi, who fully admitted to using co-writers on her records, which I discussed at full length on my Ghostwriters video, had a Grammy for the best album as well as 5 #1 singles to this day. With the combined force of Nicki and Cardi, a clear formula for success for female rappers was established. Both labels and artists knew what they had to do to succeed, and at that point, a whole host of other rappers following a similar blueprint blueprint to what Cardi used to emulate Minaj's success sprung up. Soon, everyone from Lotto to Megan Thee Stallion would be delivering their own version of the formula with their own regional flavor. On the tier below, we had artists like Asian Doll, Saweetie, and Coi Leray, and many, many more. As a result of this onslaught of female artists who had major label money behind them, it reached a point that, with the exception of 3 tracks, all of the best-selling tracks of 2022 that didn't involve Kendrick Lamar or Drake came from female artists. With that, a new cultural wave was in place where women were closer to the driver's seat in hip-hop than ever before. And to rappers like Lotto, it proved how influential they were. We teach people how to dress throughout our music. We tell them what liquor they should be drinking and what clubs they should be at, where they should go for vacation. It's literally so much deeper than music, and I'm very, very honored to be a part of the genre. But while the ATL rapper who scored big with her 777 project thought that was a good thing, there are plenty of people who feel that's a negative byproduct of what they're doing, particularly when it comes to the image that they need to adopt for success.
Like, none of the top male rappers are sexualized at all. At all.
That
you gotta look the part. I mean,
that is true too. I do feel like female rappers do have to sexualize themselves, especially on social media. And I ain't gonna lie, as a female, I'm all for it. But then sometimes I be like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, God damn.
Be a top female.
Like, yeah, I like the music, but I don't want to hear it all the damn time about what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Even for the males, I don't like it. Like, I don't want to hear every single song you guys a sexual song. Like,
rappers
and
don't have
like,
ass out. Your titties out. See what I mean?
As women in hip-hop have gained more and more ground commercially, they've also got more scandalous when it comes to the explicit nature of their music. And while it's unfair to say that women can't do that, when men talk about sex all of the time in their bars, it just seems like for some, it's basically the only subject matter. Also, while women talking about what goes on in the sheets has been around since Lil Kim dropped hardcore in the 90s, hip-hop is now the biggest genre in the world and reached increasingly young ears. As a result, some people feel like this wave has to be stopped. And in February of 2022, Nicki Minaj even suggested that she was leaning away from all of that because it's just way too much.
Now, right now, I'm back to talking about whatever I want to talk about on the records, but it's still, to me, it still feels like overkill. A lot of stuff that I'm hearing, and a lot of even stuff that people are sending me. If it's too much of the sexual stuff,
yeah.
It feels, it's just not making me feel super comfortable anymore.
But she clearly had a change of heart, or was told by her label that sex is simply what sells, because on her next hit single, Super Freaky Girl, that dropped about 6 months later, Nicki relied on her old-fashioned formula, leading to her first ever solo #1 single in the process. While Nicki might have her own role to play in making the over-sexualization of women in rap so financially viable, what you can't take away from her is that she can rhyme. While in the case of some...
That is too. Some of them just don't know how to rhyme. Some of them don't know how to switch it up. That's what it, cause Nicki Minaj, she was a sexual, I ain't gonna lie. She had the big ass, like what the hell, like, you know what I'm saying? But some female rappers do overdo it. It's like, damn, do you have bars? Or do you just want to tell people what you do in the sheets? Like, where's the bars at? Like, where is the
recent disciples of her and Cardi's, the same can't really be said. Instead, they have found a gap in the market to create pop hits that turn them into overnight stars.
The majority of the women who are rapping these days can't rap. So what's happening is that the hot songs for women are
male too.
And
let's get it there. Half of these rappers, male and females, cannot rap, but they know how to make a catchy song, but they cannot rap.
And they're more focused on catchy shit than guys are. I hope that makes sense. So arguably, I could say
they know how to make catchy songs.
Spice Munch is a garbage rap song. However, it's an amazing quotable song. These days, all the catchy shit is female shit. That's facts.
In layman's terms, one catchy line can kickstart a female rapper's entire music career.
Yeah,
and
really
this method worked tremendously
catchy.
well for artists such as Ice Spice, Glorilla, and Sexy Red. But from the explicit bars to the TikTok-oriented music, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that the formula isn't really working like it was. Or at the very least, people are waking up to the fact that while real female MCs like Little Sims and Rhapsody remain outside of the mainstream, these rappers who are all following the same path are getting increasingly easy to replace.
They selling sexual. I can't even say the word, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? The females who really can rap, they're not pushing, and the females who could really rap are independent. So that, of course, radio is not gonna push their music. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna push. Come on, it's all the labels. Like it's labels. Like that's just it. It's labels. They gonna push who they wanna push.
And in recent months or even weeks, the narrative around female hip hop has dramatically shifted. Rather than being seen as the ones leading the charges,
And like I like Sexy Red. You know what I'm saying? I like Ice Spice. They make catchy music, but as far as like real rap, nah. You just gotta keep it honest. Like, but they make catchy music.
people are starting to think that the hype is dying down.
Y'all ain't gonna want to hear it from me, but the girl rapper wave is over. But all of that, go find a girl, send her to Columbia, get it done, put her in the studio with fucking Mike Will or any one of them niggas. All of that, planting the girl in the scene, getting the record, and it taking off. That wave is over. I think labels are looking at it like very few of y'all are selling records, and none of these records are working.
Now, Joe,
you know what's so crazy too? You don't see a lot of artists. Like, y'all remember when artists, you could see their growth? It's like now we have yet to see artist growth. Like, I don't. What old songs y'all got? It do low-key feel like a plant, because it's like, bro, when the hell you started rapping? You know what I'm saying? Like, any other artists from years ago, you could see like their whole growth. Like Cardi B, you could see her growth. Some of these rap, like Lotto too, see her growth from the rap show. Some of them is like,
I was making some pretty
Where
big
the hell you
claims
came
in that clip, but it turns out there's actually evidence to back up what others are saying. Honestly, I just think the female rapper bubble has popped. This is like when all the snap rappers came out back in the early 2000s. Cardi didn't have the love, Meg just wasn't talented enough, the rest are a dime a dozen. Nicki would still have the best first week, and she is in her 40s. While we'll get to numbers in a moment, there are also other factors that have not really done the woman any favors when it comes to sustaining their buzz. For one thing, there is the constant infighting, which has prevented them from getting any type of unity. Every couple of days, there's some petty feud starting between the women of hip-hop.
It's over.
Whether it's Lotto comparing Coi Leray's body to a blunt, or Cardi trying to beef with Bia, but keeping things super vague, there's barely a day that goes by where female rappers aren't going live and trying to air someone out.
It's over.
But y'all getting me this close to dropping receipts on my projects and everything, cause y'all getting a lot of nerves. Not only that, but drop these conversations that I have with you bitches. The conversations is embarrassing. You bitches gonna look fucking crazy if I drop these fucking conversations. Stop testing me. Stop trying me. You bitches got my number. Stop doing internet shit. Stop playing with me. I don't bother you bitches, I don't sub you bitches, I don't talk about you bitches.
Although you could put this down to youth, it doesn't help that their queen isn't exactly setting a great example either, and proving that the advice MC Lyte tried to give them all hasn't been taken on board. From Lotto to Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki has been wading into beef whenever she wants these days.
Knowing that you're not too much with Nicki, because y'all keep playing with her. Y'all need to stop playing with her, and y'all be using her, bro. The stuff that been coming out, especially like with Ice Spice, some of these artists use Nicki to get where they're at, bro. I'm telling you, some of them is genuine and some of them is using her.
You're not it, to the point that you need another woman to be gone in order for you to shine. I
really
never needed to do
down.
anything else my entire career except for be a bad bitch and be a real motherfucking MC.
When the day came, they pretended like they had never said that. Didn't respond to my texts and started shading me on social media.
Suffering from a major victim complex, Nicki always feels as if the industry is.
If you've been in a car accident,
I think
don't call
whatever's going on behind the scenes, I think they are, because it's like, I'm making my noodles, but I think they are trying to push Nicki away because they want somebody else to shine. They want somebody else on Nicki's level.
Attorney.
These
Use
labels,
this AI app
these
instead.
labels know what they doing.
That's what I.
Trying to keep her down in favor of other girls, and using it to rationalize her own shortcomings,
I love me
like when the
some Rihanna.
sales
She
of her
ain't
album
nothing
Pink Friday 2 got downgraded. This was especially clear when Nicki said this in a now deleted rant on X. They said 199,000 just so that 2 wouldn't leave their mouth. It's at 300,000, but once they filter out 100,000, you'll be none the fucking wiser. I'm being punished for not signing a 360 deal, making great music, having great fans, and for not leaving the game so that their new Nickis who signed 360 deals to be propped up to look as though.
If you really think about it, Nicki been in the rap game so damn long. I was like 8. I'm 24. Nicki has been in the rap game long. It's like to them, it's like, all right, Nicki, sit your ass down, retire somewhere, because it's a lot of old female rappers. They don't really. I don't want to say they don't really rap, but they don't really have like hits the way Nicki, like when she drop a hit. So they don't really care for them. But it's like Nicki, they want Nicki to sit
They
her
are a
ass
lot
down
more
somewhere.
successful than they really are. While rants like these are common from Nicki now, it's hard to take them seriously. Because if the industry is trying to make these people look more successful than they are, then they're doing a terrible job. Just take a look at Sweetie. Back in 2022, the Cali rapper, who has 13 million Instagram followers, somehow only sold 2,000 units on her new EP, The Sweet Life, in its first week. This led to her getting pretty heavily clowned online, even by producers like Sunny Digital, who said 13 million followers, hundreds
But
of
y'all know what's
thousands
so
of
crazy?
pictures.
I know I'm
in the-
pausing a lot, but for me, I consider Sweetie a model, like an Instagram model, more than a rapper. She make cute music, but like
Album sold less than
I don't
2,000
really check
copies.
for her music.
That's crazy. The math ain't
But she's
adding
pretty
up.
as hell, like, but she's
Sunny's
best
confusion
everything
is
about her.
obviously
It's
wild.
just-
Because traditionally,
I like-
if you have that many fans, then you really should be making a killing in record sales. But for a while now, people have been waking up to the fact that many of these rappers' success and visibility are often looked at as the same thing, when that isn't necessarily what's really
It is,
going
she's
down.
just pretty.
Instead, they function
And
more like
dress.
influencers than artists. It's because they are more popular for their drama
Yes.
and Instagram posts than the actual music.
Yup.
Their music is only relevant when they go viral for being in some drama or showing ass.
That
To
is
academics,
true. Well,
this is how
TikTok.
these new rappers majorly differ from someone like Nicki, who made their name off rapping.
Let me make this blanket statement now. 85% of the newer rappers, they are more social media personalities or social media entities than they are musicians. The music is, I won't even call it a soundtrack. It's such the backdrop. Let me speak on it. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's many female artists that you know that you probably can't name 3 lines of their biggest song.
I mean, I can.
We've had, and no disrespect to any of them, because I know everybody going up on this. We've had Ruby Rose on here. Could you name 3 lines of her biggest song? What is her biggest song? Could you? I'm saying this to say most of these women are social media entities. Chat, y'all tell me the latest hot City Girls song. When I
City
think about
Girls?
City Girls now, I think about JT.
That's true.
I think about JT and Uzi. I think about how JT's on social media on Shade Room. I think about how Young Miami.
JT got them hits though. She been back to back. I ain't gonna lie though. But when it comes to City Girls, like right, I don't think they make music together.
Be saying this in third. I think about her little twerk thing. I don't think about music. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's funny he should mention City Girls because much like Sweetie, their numbers have had a crazy decline as well. Where their 2020 album City on Lock made them stars and spawned big singles, 2023's Raw debuted at number 117 with 10,000 copies sold. As a
I never
result,
seen that.
they were clowned relentlessly.
If you don't go hard with promoting your shit and putting it in people's face, like, of course it's gonna miss people. And I feel
Yeah,
like
I
it
ain't
missed a
gonna lie,
lot of
see it.
people. And then by the time people discovered it, it was discovered as a joke. Like, a lot of people found out through our record sales because that was probably the most viral thing. Like,
As for the idea that drama keeps these ladies selling records, look no further than Megan Thee Stallion herself. All of the Tory Lanez saga aside, her recent single Hiss wouldn't have been as successful as it was without the Nicki drama which surrounded it. And even though it made it to the top of the charts at the height of the Nicki beef, within 3 weeks, it had fallen out of the top 40 entirely and never returned. In a lot of
Damn.
ways, that's
I
the
forgot
story
about
of
that.
Megan's whole career. While she does get moments like the highly controversial WAP, where the world is watching her, she's never really made that leap to doing Nicki numbers, even with all the support she has.
Cause what stops her from being a superstar if we taking out sales? She ain't sold shit. Got every brand deal in the world. but also has all the backing from mad different people. She got a lot going on.
And rather than Megan being the only one, there's plenty of rappers who have the illusion of crazy success because of their prominence online, while mostly being known for social media. Ice Spice hasn't actually charted above number 37 without the assistance of Taylor Swift or Pink Panthers. And Glorilla hasn't had a hit like F&F or even Tomorrow 2 Again. And Lotto's latest single, Sunday.
Wait a minute, I'm learning a lot. What about Yiglo?
Sunday Service, which people thought was a diss towards Ice Spice, still peaked at number 100 before just disappearing. At the moment, female rappers are flopping left, right, and center. To make things worse, the only female rapper who's really popping off at the moment seems to have been the straw that broke the camel's back. That is, of course, Sexy Red.
Okay, the reason I started rapping is because my boyfriend, he was cheating on me with a lame bitch, so I made a song about it. And
One thing I love about Sexy Red is she's just like herself, bro. Like, she ain't changed yet. She's really just herself.
Made a diss song about him and the girl and her friends, because you know the friends be in on it
she's
too.
not trying hard or nothing.
And then I showed my boyfriend a song, and he was like, dang, you straight know how to rap. You straight snap. And I'm sitting here talking stuff about him, but he was like me. He'd go pick up his friends to go hang out with them and stuff. And he'd be like, listen to her song, y'all. Listen to her new song. And be like, rap that for him. Rap that man.
In a lot of ways, Sexy Red is like the end game of the sexual side of women's rap, or being ratchet as an image. Alongside creating a lip gloss line with names like Yellow Discharge and Coochie Juice, she has gained the widespread hatred of hip-hop fans for everything from hiding her baby daddy's face in her ass at her baby shower, to tracks like Pound Town being viewed as the literal downfall of hip-hop in society as we know it. 10 years ago, this would have been considered comedy. I hope it still is. But you really shouldn't worry too much, because just like Ice Spice and others we discussed, the amount you see her on social media isn't actually in line with her success. To this day, she has yet to have a top 10 hit, and while tracks like Ski Yee and Pound Town did major numbers on YouTube and Spotify, there's been a huge drop off on recent singles where she's barely clearing 1 million views. So while there's no reason to worry about Sexy Red taking over, those who feel like the female rap wave deserves to end will also be happy about the fact that one of those women who helped launch it is even finding her own audience turning against them now. Where Doja Cat purposefully turned her fans against her by dissing them at every opportunity, Cardi B has managed to sour her own fan base purely by giving them the same old, as everyone else who's come before or after her. From Bongos with Megan Thee Stallion onwards, the rollout of Cardi's first album since 2018 has been a complete mess. At every turn, the tracks have been seen as not only way below what fans were expecting, but totally unoriginal and just a rehash of what she's already done. As a result of her new song, Enough, she has been getting majorly roasted to the point that people are actively wanting to kick her out of hip-hop. This sounds so 2018. Cardi, hang it up. Her music doesn't have replay value. No one even plays Bodak Yellow. She needs to stick to modeling or acting. This is not good. Are y'all high? With everything going on right now and the fading fortunes of all these female rappers, it looks like the wave that once had hip-hop in a chokehold has lost its appeal. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to go away immediately, but as Joe Budden explained, it just means that labels won't be putting such an emphasis on looking for who's up next now, when it's been proven that a lot of them can't move records.
So they ran to the women and they did it. I'm saying now, no. And that's saying there will still be women rappers. But I don't think that the labels are actively out there looking for the next big girl rapper. The next one.
From the constant drama to endless attempts to outdo each other in terms of dirty lyrics or daring visuals, to these artists just getting shoved down our throats for everything except their music, it's clear that the consumers are sick of what they're being offered up by the women of hip-hop. Meanwhile, Nicki, who's probably still its official queen when you look at her global fan base, isn't getting any younger and probably won't be rapping deep into her 40s. Even then, she's still struggling to sell out her current tour. Now, it looks like there's only two ways to go.
No,
either they evolve, or we're about
not too much on Nicki, because every tour, every day it's been sold out.
To enter into another dark age where there's no woman who's really running the game at all.
At this point, I saw it on Twitter. Somebody said we're gonna be 40, 50 listening to Nicki. I'm not even gonna lie, we're gonna be our grandkids gonna be listening to Nicki.
You really shouldn't worry too much, because 2018
and that's crazy, because music don't hit the way music used to hit. Like before 2019, music is not the same. I catch myself listening to the same music over and over, like, and it's a little bit of artists that I do like from like out now. It's a little bit, but you know, music not hitting the same. It's really not. But if you guys reaction, you're going to do like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe, turn that post notification bell on so you know